Hello, friends. That's Carson. I'm Erynn. This is Mr. Wiggles. Normally, Carson and I visit libraries where kids can practice their reading skills by reading him stories. Since we're all supposed to be staying home, though, so we can stay well, we thought we would read you a story ourselves. So we're going to put Mr. Wiggles here, and he can sit with Carson. And we're going to read you a Carson story. A Carson story? And that's Carson. Yeah, this is Carson's story. So we're going to read that. He's even potographed it. There is a little dog named Carson. Carson is a whippet. Whippets are able to run very fast and can jump high too. Carson loves to play outside in the sun. Sometimes he likes to go visit friends. Sometimes he likes to explore by himself. Carson lives with his person Erynn and has other dog friends. He is also friends with a cat named Luna and 4 chickens. The chickens live in a coop and lay eggs for the family to eat. Luna likes to sit and enjoy the sunbeams. She doesn't like to run a lot. One day, Carson was outside playing and romping in the field by the house. He was chasing butterflies and ladybugs and jumping high off the ground. It was so much fun. He was jumping and leaping and romping so much that soon he got to the far end of the field. Erynn had warned Carson not to go too far from the house, but he was having so much fun he forgot. He wandered past the field into the woods. Carson smelled all the smells he could with his long and pointy nose. He saw all the new things with his really big eyes. As he was smelling and seeing all there was in the woods, he thought he heard Erynn calling him. He was too busy to go back, though, and he just kept smelling and seeing new things. Back home, Erynn was getting worried about Carson. She loved him so much and didn't want him to get lost in the woods so far from home. She went out to look for him. She looked in the shed where he sometimes liked to stir up dust. She looked in the chicken coop to see if he was there. He wasn't. She even looked by the stream to see if he was swimming. He wasn't there either. She was calling and calling and calling him, but he didn't seem to hear her. In the woods, Carson finally smelled all there was to smell and saw all there was to see. It was time to go back home to his family. But which way was home? He had gotten turned around and had gotten lost. He was very afraid. He loved his family and wanted to go home so he could snuggle with them. Carson was a smart whippet. He knew he could figure out which way was home if only he could think on it a while. So he sat and he thought. He thought maybe he could climb a tree to look to see where his home was. So he tried to climb a tree. Humph! Whippets are not good at climbing trees. Whippets have good noses, he thought. What if he tried to smell his way home? He imagined he was home, snuggled tight in his bed with all his friends around him, and what that would be like if he were there. He remembered that smell and then started sniffing for it. He sniffed all the places in the woods that he had been. It was getting very late and he was very lonely. He wanted to go home. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Wait! Was that a home smell that was very far away? The wind was just right and blew the smell to his nose. He lifted his head high and he sniffed hard. Carson followed his whippet nose. Little by little, the home smell got stronger and stronger. He came to the edge of the woods near his house. Carson heard Erynn calling his name. She sounded so worried. He followed his nose and followed the sound of her voice and went over the bridge of the stream. When he came around a bush, he saw Erynn and she saw him. Carson raced across the field and leapt into her arms, and she hugged him so tightly. Erynn had missed him so very much and was happy to have him home. Carson was so tired from all his adventures that he jumped into his snuggly bed and fell fast asleep. Good night. The end. And you can see he loves his snuggly bed and is very easy to fall fast asleep. So good night, friends. Sleep tight. We hope you have good dreams. We'll kiss Mr. Wiggles, and we'll kiss Carson, and we'll say good night.